everybody, it's Kathy and I'm back with another process video, and I'm using the, I think it's Be Positive background, and it's really cute. It's kind of like wonky plus signs, and I cut it out of a paper that had writing all over it, and I cut it at about, I don't know, I'm going to say like 8-ish inches or maybe a little bit more. And then I decided I wanted to back some of the plus signs, but not all of them. And I wanted it to be dimensional so that there was a bit of a shadow between the cut file and the background paper, including the colors. So this is this is something I haven't really done very much before, and I kind of forgot the easy way to do this at first, which would be to just trace out the different ones and figure out what I was doing from there. And I totally didn't do that. So instead, you can see what I'm doing here, and it's not the best idea. So after 2 of these, I go ahead and I draw an outline underneath of all the ones that I want to use. And I still, to make it even easier, could have taken the cutout of the plus sign and traced it on the colored paper that I was going to use, so I would know the proper size to make all of these. But I don't do that. I didn't think about it. I think I was just really trying to get this done in a decent amount of time, and yeah, so that's not the way to do it. This is the way to do it, and then use the pieces that are left over to cut out your plus signs or anything that you were going to do where it be something like this. And I backed the whole thing, the whole cut file with fun foam, and it's just going to give a little bit of dimension. I don't want it to be too much off the page, but I just like the look of that. And I'm going to use all solid cardstock for my backing. Oh, look, my hair's actually brushed. That's an unusual one for me. So you can see the colors I'm going to pick, and there you go. That's what it's like at the end. I wanted to pick colors that went really well with the picture, and this is just, it's so weird. I have all these pictures of my son. This is my first son. This is Seth, so he's like way older now. So this is a really old picture, and it's been a long time since I scrapped a photo of him from his toddler kind of years, and it's just a random photo. Like, it's not even the best quality photo. It's a little blurry and stuff, but I don't know. I was going through my photos because I already had cut out my background, which is a little unusual. Usually it's kind of an amalgamation of knowing which photos I want to use and having the idea in my head of where I'm going with this. But with this one, I just did that whole designing part first with the colors and then decided the photo. I know, that's weird, but I also grabbed a bunch of scraps from my tiny scrap drawer. So these are like the smaller ones that I would use for maybe card making or backing a cut file, different things like that. And 2 are Chamel and 1 is a October Afternoon scrap. But I don't really use any Chamel, what are they called? Embellishments. I didn't bother even looking through those, to tell you the truth. I went to my Cool Kid collection because it's a boy page, and I love using things like dinosaurs and stuff like that on a page like this. I'm trying to figure out which plus signs I'm going to cover up, because originally I was going to put the picture on the other side where I'm putting that green plus sign, but then I remembered that that was silly because he's not looking in that direction. So I had to change it, and I just like stuck it down. I didn't even care. So I also cut out these other ones, and it's called You Are My Happy, and you get the 3 different looking cut files in the same PNG file. So I just cut all 3 of them. I cut them all out of red cardstock, and I just figured I would decide later which one I was going to use, which one would fit around the photo better, that type of thing. And I'll just keep the other two and use them for something else. They would actually be really great for a mini album, to tell you the truth, or something, maybe Valentine's Day-ish, which is probably what what they were originally supposed to be for. But obviously, You Are My Happy works no matter what for me. So I'm gonna glue it down with glossy accents, and I kind of do mess up where I'm putting it. I wanted it a little bit straighter, but oh well, I just kind of want to go with a bit of a funness to this layout. And I recently purchased a bunch of pom-poms, and I only bought these at Michael's. I think I might actually order some from Amazon so I can get some really different colors, because Michael's doesn't have a huge selection of tiny pom-poms that are cute colors, and I'm kind of picky when it comes to my colors. So I bought 2 packages of tiny ones, and I'm going to make a little pom-pom garland out of them, because for some reason I'm just into pom-poms now, and they squish down fairly well when they're in a photo album, so it's not that big of a deal. If it was like a hard resin piece, I wouldn't want it to be 2-dimensional. I've had an issue with that. I used to put these cute little resin flowers on my pages. I loved them. Some people make like earrings out of them and stuff. Turns out they are not good to put on a page, because they poke through and dent the other page beside them. So that didn't really work out so well. I'm using I'm using embroidery floss, but I only used 2 strands and then folded it. So I guess it was 4 strands in total, and stuck the needle right through the middle of the pom-poms. I didn't knot it at the end of each pom-pom, so technically they could still move along the garland, but I just made a cute little garland. I wasn't really sure where I was going to put it. I just knew I wanted to make a garland. Anyway, I'm stapling it down. That was the easiest thing to do, and obviously the only thing I'm going to do is staple it down. I'm going to leave the rest of it free flowing, and the colors somewhat match the papers. I mean, it's not a perfect match, but there's a lot of primary colors going on, kind of those fundamental colors like the blue, the green, red, yellow. I didn't put any orange in this because there was just so much red going on, and I only sometimes like red and orange together, and sometimes I really don't. And now for some reason I just feel like it's not enough. There's not enough pattern going on. It's so typical of me. And I want to back the paper. I technically don't have to. It's nice on its own and it works. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like backing my stuff. And I originally was going to use this Chamel paper, and I think in hindsight, I probably should have, but I felt it was too dark. It was too much color. It was just a little too much for me. And I grabbed this one with the circles, the 2 different ones with the circles. And I liked the idea because, I got the pom-pom, so I'm kind of continuing that circle idea. But I end up using this one. This is the one that I chose that I liked the most. And I mean, yes, I'm covering up most of the circles and you don't see them all that well, but on the other hand, I am using up a paper and getting it out of my stash and backing it nicely. So now it's like a nice heavy layout. I don't have to worry about it crinkling all up. And since I'm lazy, I don't feel like stitching or breaking out my sewing machine yet. This is so sad. Tangent. I got a sewing machine last year for Christmas. It's still in the box. Some of it is I just don't have a spot for it right now. I haven't redone my, what is it called? My craft room to fit it in somewhere where it would be a good idea. That dinosaur and that roar was really cute there. I wish I'd left them. But I don't mind them over here either. They end up getting moved around quite a bit. The fact that the dinosaur is going off the page is a little bothersome to me, but in the end, I don't mind it. Anyway, I think some of my fear, literally, I do have a fear of opening up the sewing machine, and it's because I loved my original sewing machine and it did break, but I know I'm scared to have those issues with like the bobbin and it not threading properly and all that kind of stuff, and I'm just having weird anxieties about it, so I'm like terrified to open it up. Anyway, it's really sad. But I am starting to reorganize my scrap room, and I know people want to see it, but I should totally post a picture of it on Instagram. Just be like, this is what it looks like. It is awful. And I'm not exaggerating. There's a pathway to get to my seat, and that's it. Everything else, there's just stuff all over the floor. There's stuff everywhere because I'm reorganizing, but there was stuff everywhere to begin with, because when I get going with a bunch of projects, I just keep going. And then later I put stuff away. Anyway, so those were my tangents. So yes, so I drew lines around it to kind of just be like little doodly lines. So that was why I didn't break open the sewing machine. I'm playing around with different Cool Kid, some acetate and different stuff, and none of it's specific to the picture. The picture's not even specific. It was just kind of a rainy early spring day, and we went to a little park, and he is my happy dude. He's such a sweet kid, and he always tries to cheer me up, and it's so absolutely adorable, and I love him. Anyway, I'm going to use some more stickers with just little sayings and stuff like that, and I'm going to finish it off with some black. I think I ended up using chalk paint because I couldn't find my regular black paint that I would water down. And I did want to mention, I forgot, that this layout, using this cut file, was actually a request from one of my Scrappy friends online, and I know I'm going to butcher your name. It's either Serena or Serena or Serena. I apologize. It might not even be one of those. But thank you so much for requesting that you wanted to see it, and I hope you enjoy what I did with it. And totally leave me a comment somewhere and let me know how to actually pronounce your name correctly. And that is it, guys. I will see you in the next video. Pictures are coming up. So have an awesome day, and bye.